Welcome back, lottery fans. Today I'm going to show you a Pick 3 rundown that I've been tracking for May 2019, and this rundown is working in several different states, but I'm going to show you 2 states as an example of how to do the rundown. Then you can go ahead and do it in your state and let me know in the comments below if it's working for you. And of course, if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I do rundown videos and other lottery videos pretty much every single day, so there's always something fresh on the channel for you to enjoy. So just go ahead and jump into it. And the first state that I'm going to be showing you the example for this rundown for is the Indiana Midday Lottery. So the Indiana Midday Lottery. And we're going to be using our Pick 3 Tic-Tac-Toe worksheet. If you want a copy of this, there's a link down below in the description where you can download it completely for free, or just go to lotterypredictor.com and get it from the resources section with all of our other rundown worksheets. So to do this rundown, you're going to need 2 lottery results, and I've done a bunch of backtracking to see what is the good start date, and I've been finding around the start of May has been when most of the hot dates have been hitting. We're going to need 2 results. So you're going to go ahead and pick your first result, and for Indiana I picked the 1st of May, and in the Indiana Midday that was a 971. And then the second result you have has to be very specific. You need to then track back from that date. So I'm tracking back from May 1st. And I'm tracking to find the lottery result that ends in a 1 as well. So I didn't have to track back far. I actually went to the 28th of April. And the result there was a 681. So the 1st of May was ending in a 1, and the 28th of April was ending in a 1. And you'll see when I fill in the grid why it's important that both of the end numbers are the same here. We don't need to translate a grid for this rundown. You're more than welcome to use it if you want to, but for this purpose I haven't actually been using it. So we're going to go ahead and take the first result, and we'll fill it in on the bottom line here. Normally we do either top line or diagonal, but this one we're going to do the bottom line. So we'll put a 9 in the bottom left, a 7 in the bottom central, and the 1 goes in the bottom right. And then we're going to take the second result, the 681, and put it in the right hand column so that the 1 matches up in this bottom right hand box here. So in the top right we'll put a 6, then in the center we'll put an 8, and then that 1 matches up on the bottom there. So now we've got our 2 results filled in. We want to fill in these blank spots here, and we'll do that using our anti-clockwise counting up method, the standard pattern we use. So we'll start from the top right here with this 6, and we'll go 7, 8, 9, and 0. And there we go. That's the base grid that we've got filled out for the Indiana Midday. Now I'll go ahead and I'll show you where this has been hitting in May so far for Indiana. So we start off, we had on the 3rd of May, so 5-3, the result was an 809. And if you go ahead and look in our grid here, the 809 you can find right here, 809, right there. So that was a hit there. Then we went again on the 6th of May. The result on the 6th of May was a 799. So looking at our grid again, and we see 799 right down there. So that's 2 straights that we had right there, an 809 and a 799. So definitely 2 good results, strong good results there from Indiana. And then on 5-9, the result in Indiana was a 779. And if we look here, I'll change up the color so you can see this a little bit better. We had a 797, so a box hit right there, 797. And then finally on the 17th of May, we had a 917 as the result. And we actually see that right here on the bottom line here, 971, that box hit, but it was straight across there. So we got 4 hits already on this rundown in May for Indiana's Midday. I would say there's probably at least a couple more hits going to come out before the end of the month from this rundown, just simply based on what I'm seeing so far. Definitely the right hand side of the grid is more predominant here, but the 9s and the 7s are definitely strong numbers for the Indiana Midday, so definitely keep an eye on those. So let's go ahead and jump into the second example I want to show you, and this one is going to be for the Michigan Evening Lottery. So Michigan Evening. And same thing again, we need the 2 results, don't need the translated grid. This one again, I started on 5-1 as the initial starting date for my number, and that result was a 0-4-4. Now, the Michigan one actually had some really interesting patterns, really interesting numbers coming out, and I'll show you where those are as I go through it. On 5-1, we had a 0-4-4. So I tracked back from 5-1 to go ahead and find another result that ended in a 4, and it was actually the previous day, which was 4:30. So 30th of April was a 5-4-4. So definitely double 4s were strong for those 2 days for Michigan, and that created an interesting dynamic when doing this rundown. I didn't think it was actually going to perform very well, but it's actually performed surprisingly well for having 3 4s in the grid there. So we'll go ahead and fill in the grid. We'll take this 0-4-4 and we'll put it on the bottom line here. So 0-4-4. And then we'll take the second number from the 30th of April, the 5-4-4, and place it in the right-hand column here. So 5, 4, and 4 matching up on the bottom right-hand box. Then we'll do our reverse counting up method, starting with the top right box, and count up to fill in these boxes. So we've got a 6, 7, 8, and a 9. So let's go ahead. That's our grid filled out, and I'll go ahead and I'll jump in and show you where this has been hitting so far in the Michigan evening. So our first hit was actually the very next day, 5-2. And in 5-2 we had the 2nd of May, we had a 6-9-5 as the result. And if we look on our grid here, we've got a 5-6-9 right here, these boxes here. And then on 5-6 we had a 0-9-7. So going ahead and looking at the grid again, and we see 7-9-0 right there, which was actually the same pattern we saw in the Indiana results as well. So that might be a strong pattern to look at there. Then we had on 5-9, this is where it starts getting interesting, we had a 7-6-8. And the 7-6-8 is this box here, 6-7-8 right there. So that same right angle pattern that we did for the 5-6-9 was in the 6-7-8 as well. Now the interesting thing about this is today, which I believe is would be the 22nd or the 21st of May. Check my dates real quick here. 21st of May. This was actually the midday lottery result for Michigan as well, the 7-6-8. So even though I don't normally cross over between midday and evening on these rundowns, this one definitely did. We had exactly the same number play out on 5-9 and on 5-21, one in the evening and one in the midday. So our next result was on 5-14, and this was a 4-7-9. And we go ahead and I'll change the color again so you can see. But we had 4-9-7 right here. 7-9-4, 4-9-7. Now the interesting thing is this actually plays 3 ways. We have 4-9-7 across here and 4-9-7 here. So based on what I've seen on previous rundowns, this 4-9-7 may well start to come up again. We've seen when we see the same number appear multiple times in a rundown, we do actually see it coming up multiple times in the lottery results as well. So definitely keep an eye on this 4-9-7 number, this 4-7-9 number. And then finally on 5-16 we had a 7-9-0, which is interesting because that's actually 10 days before we had the 0-9-7, and then 10 days later we had 7-9-0. So the same number boxed, which is this 7-9-0 right here. The same number came out right there. This time it was a straight. On the 5-6 it was a box. On 5-16 it was a straight. So that's a very important pair of numbers there to keep an eye on as well. So there we go, 5 hits, not including the midday hit as well, which would make 6 out of this rundown for Michigan. So definitely go ahead and play these in your states. Let me know if they're winning in the comments below. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Definitely give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.